Hi students, welcome to my channel CSIT tutorials by KanyaKumari. In this video we are going to discuss Mealy machines and Moore machines. These are called as finite automata with output. So previously we have discussed finite automata. So those finite automaton are saying whether the string is accepted or rejected. So if it is reached to the final state while processing, then that string is accepted. So if that is not reaching to the final state, then that string is rejected. But these are not generating any output. Whereas the possibility here it is finite automaton can also generate output. So those finite automaton are of two types. One is a Mealy machine and another one is Moore machine. So now first we will discuss what is Mealy machine. So this Mealy machine is how we have represented M and M dash for DFA and NFA. For Mealy machine also we will represent like M and M dash. For this we will represent like M. For Moore machine we will represent like M dash. Mealy machine and Moore machine. Okay. So this M is represented with 6 tuple representation. What are those 6 tuple representation? Q, sigma, this is capital delta, I am saying this as a small delta, for differentiation purpose I am giving naming like that, lambda and Q naught. So you know Q naught is the initial state. So this lambda, what is this lambda? This lambda is the output function. This output is depending on the present state and also the input alphabet generating the output alphabet. What is this delta? Delta is output alphabet. This is output alphabet. That means in Mealy machine, the output is depending on both the present state and the input symbol. Now what is this delta? This delta is the transition function. This delta is the transition function. The transition function is as it is, like from the given state, from the input alphabet, for the given input alphabet, it is going to another state. Okay, and this sigma is input alphabet. The same thing, input alphabet, and this is set of states. So this already you know. In DFA or NFA, this already you know, this already you know, this already you know. The difference here it is these two. This is output alphabet and this lambda is how output is generating. That means this is output function. The output is depending on both the present state and the input symbol. If you understand this, then it is easy to understand Moore machine. Okay, so Moore machine also this is the same 6 tuple representation. Okay, so now first we will complete a Mealy machine. So that is just a 6 tuple mathematical representation of Mealy machine. Then how the transition diagram in Mealy machine. The transition diagram in Mealy machine is see how we will represent it. Q naught, Q simply, and there is no case of final state here. Why? Because in this there is no case of accepting and rejecting. Okay. So now for example, input alphabet is 0. If the input is present state is Q0 and the input symbol is 0, then it is generating output A. For example it is. Okay. Next, Q0 with 1 it is generating B. Then Q1 with 1 generating B. Q1 with 0 generating A. Don't represent any double circuit. This is transition diagram. Then how the transition table for Mealy machine. The transition table for Mealy machine is same. We will represent here it is present state. Initial state is Q0, another state is Q1. And here what we will represent is it is going to which state? The next state and the output if the input is 0. Same. If the input is 1, it is going to which state and what is the output? Is that clear? So input symbols is 0, 1. Output symbols AB. In this sigma is input alphabet is 0, 1. Output alphabet this delta is A comma B. That's why input is 0. See, Q0 with 0. Q0 with 0 it is going to Q1 and output is A. It is going to Q1, output is A. Q0 with 1 going to Q0 and the B output. Next, Q1 with 0, it is Q1 and output is A. Q1 with 1, it is going to Q0 with the output is B. That's all. This is Mealy machine transition table. So that's all about Mealy machine 6-tuple representation. That means mathematical representation, transition diagram and transition table. The same thing we will represent for Moore machine. Moore machine 6-tuple mathematical representation, transition diagram and transition table we will discuss now. Only one difference, there is no confusion here. I will explain here itself. So now Moore machine is all these 6 tuples are same, but here the output is depending on the output is the same here Moore machine. So in Mealy machine, what happened in Mealy machine? In Mealy machine here it is depending on both present state and also input alphabet. It is depending on both. Okay. Whereas in Moore machine, it is depending on only present state. That means Q gives output. That means from the given state, it is directly giving the output. It is not depending on the present state. That's all. Moore machine. The same 5-tuple representation. Initial state, output function is this one, transition function is this one, and this is output alphabet, and this is input alphabet sigma, set of states. Okay, so now that is Moore machine. Now in that Moore machine, how we will represent the transition diagram? Moore machine transition diagram and here transition table. For example, now how we will represent Moore machine transition diagram? It is depending on only the present state. Q0 generating the output A. Q1 generating the output B. There is no case of final state. Please do remember, students. Okay, now I am writing transitions. So Q0 with A going to A. Q1 state. Q0 with B going to Q0. Q1 with A going to Q0. Q1 with B going to Q1 itself. This is example. Now see, here we have represented this state is generating the output. Now how we will represent the transition table? So present state, then next state, say next state, input equal to A, input equal to B, and the output. Now observe the difference between Moore and Mealy. Now what is the present state? Q0, Q1. Q0 is generating the output A. Q1 is generating the output B. Q0 with A going to Q1 state. Q0 with B going to Q0 state. Q1 with A going to Q0 state. Q1 with B going to Q1 state. That's all. This is Moore machine transition table. Hope you understand, students. So only one difference between Mealy and Moore. So only one thing, that is simply the output is depending on both the present state and the input symbol generating the output alphabet. Output function is depending on that. In Moore machine, output is depending on only present state. That's all. Hope you understand, students. Mealy machine and Moore machine, mathematical representation, transition table and transition diagram. If you have any doubts, please send me in comment box. Thank you, students. Have a great day. Bye.